All right, y'all, we're back again. Another director's breakdown. This one was called Last Chance, I think is what we named it. Anyway, so Young Perk made this beat. You let him know how this beat came about.
This was another sample. Usually the ones we make videos to come from samples for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know how I found this one. I just randomly stumbled across it on YouTube, and it was this weird vocal chant that sounded like some kind of tribal vibe, and took that, chopped it up, put a little effects on it, and then put some drums on it, and ended up sounding dope. And then when I showed it to Darian, it was like the same as the first one, just instantly started coming up with ideas for it.
I loved it again, man. I liked this one more than the first one when he played this one. It was crazy, and like had more ideas flowing again. I knew this beautiful location, so we can go ahead and just jump into it. All right, so these shots right here, man, because I've seen a lot of bad car dialogue shots in short indie films. All right, like all we did with this was obviously had the windows rolled down, and we just shot with a 50mm lens, and we wanted to get it nice and tight so you don't really see that we're inside the window at all on this side. But you know, obviously we established what is going on in the car, but 50mm lens, man, you know, to get that tight, intimate look, you know, you can't see any of the door, any of the window, anything. That was a big part of why I think this part worked out so well. But, so same thing on this side, you know, shooting through the windows with a 50mm lens. The reason there's no dialogue is because it's a lot easier and quicker to shoot without dialogue and having to edit that, make sure your actors are saying their lines. If you don't have access to good actors, like, so D'Antonio, the black guy right here with the braids, is actually an actor. He's a good friend of mine, but he actually is an actor, director himself, so he knows like how to do things on screen, how to sell certain like feelings and get that emotion across. But Hamoudi, which is Muhammad's cousin, the other guy, doesn't have any acting experience. He's not an actor, so it wasn't as easy to get him to get into character, get into emotion, or give us what we needed to really pull this off. So, so taking dialogue out just was it's not a permanent fix, or it's not like a definite fix, but it'll definitely help you to get just emotion. Like the actors can just focus on emotion. They don't have to worry about nailing lines and not stuttering and things like that. So, so that's the reason why we didn't go with any audio for this. So that's why, and then we wanted to kind of like pay like a tribute to like old school film where you had like silence that still had like dialogue written at the bottom, like closed captions. So that's why, and then we could still kind of tell the story through the text, you know what I mean? And it doesn't hurt too if people have to rewind something to go back and read what was going on. So it doesn't hurt either. But so yeah, let's keep going. This is just Booty in the back seat in a plastic trash bag. So this is what we mean by set design. This is a huge black trash bag that I had at home, and we grabbed a couple before we went out to the shoot. I wanted to have a dead body in the back. We didn't have access to blood, fake blood, all that good stuff. Definitely wouldn't have wanted to get it on the seats in the car anyway. So a black bag, we just kind of used a quick shot, just, you know, establish what is going on in this. There's someone dead in the back seat. Okay. They're stressing out. It's a tense environment. Okay, boom, and we're moving on. But we didn't spend too much time on it, man. So, you know, again, just very cheap, low budget ways to kind of like pull off high quality, you know, short productions. All right, man. So this right here is like literally probably one of my favorite, like that's probably like one of my favorite sequences that I've personally shot this year. This tracking shot of him getting out the car was all done on glide cam, but the continuity of him getting out of the car on this shot and then continuing, and then just it's like once we finally, because the entire time you've been inside the car, and from the very first shot we're walking you into the car, and it's like you've seen that they're in what looks like on a road or something, but when he steps out the car, it's the first time you're taking literally outside of the car, and like to see all this like beautiful color in the back and like all these trees, I think it's just like a perfect way to kind of reveal what is going on in the situation. It was a beautiful day this day. So the only thing we had to worry about with this road was just cars that were driving up and down sometimes here and there, and then also people that were like jogging or walking or whatever. So we had to like let them go by. It wasn't too bad.
It was kind of frequent, but yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like awful. This probably took us maybe 2 hours, about 2 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
This one took about 2 hours to shoot, but you know, again, man, just thinking out the scenarios you're gonna be in or that you could be in when it comes to shooting. But this tracking shot, I just love it, man. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you showing his thought process as he's getting out the car, and all the way through him putting the gun to his head. It's just kind of like, yeah, I like it a lot. All right, I have to give credit to D'Antonio for this shot right here in particular because I was shooting this on an angle a little bit, whereas D'Antonio wanted to shoot it head up with the gun pointing directly into the lens of the camera, and it made it so much better because you're gonna see right here in a second I do a lens, or not a lens flare, but a gun flare to where when he shoots it looks like more realistic of a gunshot. But this shot of the gun pointing directly into the camera lens, I think this is also on a 50mm to give you that out of focus look on his face.
Yeah.
But it's pointing directly into the lens of the camera, and it makes it perfect to just establish that emotion of what's going on and kind of like suck somebody in, as opposed to doing it from a side point of view or just from a more longer lens. So you see that little lens flare that happens right there. Right there. That's the reason why that shot ended up being perfect. Like what we need right there to keep all that kind of tied together. But then all this right here is the glide cam shot, man, of Hamudi just driving away. You know, keeping everything in one shot. I think that definitely helps just keep the person tied into what they're seeing, the story in itself, not cutting all the time. But man, I love that project. I mean, I say everything is like my favorite, but like that is probably my favorite cinematic project that we've done.
That was a fun one
year.
To shoot too.
Yeah, we
nice
had a really
going
good time. So for that one, I shot the majority of it. D'Antonio had a couple of things that he shot, some B-roll, things like that. So one camera person, really one other actor who knew how to direct as well and how to use a camera, so he got a couple shots. No mics were necessary. We didn't use a tripod. We only used a glide cam, a Canon T6i, a 50mm lens, and I don't know what kind of lens D'Antonio had, but he had a pretty nice lens that he let me use for that. So I don't know exactly what he had, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it. We went to a location that we had hiked before. We had been to that park before, so we knew what it looked like already, things like that. Didn't spend a lot of money on set design, no costumes, no nothing. We told our actors just to wear whatever they wanted, but preferably something, you know, dark or criminal or suspicious or whatever. They both just ended up wearing black. The car was black. I think that just ended up working out.
It was awesome, yeah.
But that's pretty much it, man. So it's another episode of Director's Breakdown. It's Darren Aurelius, Perk Nowitzki. Subscribe, Perk Nowitzki on YouTube. Check out his beats. Check out what he's doing over there. He's got videos. He edits as well. He's got a lot of dope beats and all that good stuff for y'all. So until next time, we hope this helps y'all, man. Keep editing, keep creating, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.